Welcome into another episode of the Delco Duo. I'm one half of the Delco Duo, Monica Crime.
And I'm Jenna Meisner, other half of the Delco Duo. Hopefully you're having a nice weekend. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with us.
First weekend of the summer.
Official
summer.
Official.
Not like, Memorial Day, it's summer. No, this is like hot dog days of summer.
I was going to say, and it came in sort of, it's kind of how our weather has changed over the years. Like there's no real season. It's just one to the other.
Yeah, right. Like
it's
gloomy,
like,
spring,
boom, boom.
bam. And now it's
hot.
Bam. And let's go. Summer.
We're excited. I like the summer, but when we're talking triple digit heat and humidity, that's when I'm out. I'm like, nope, not for me.
You just go to the pool.
Yeah. But you know that I don't really like to go in the pool.
Yeah, no, you just tinkle your toes in the pool and
tinkle my toes in the pool.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you survive summer just tinkling your toes.
No, I'll go like waist up.
Yeah. Still, I don't know how you do it. All right, let's get to the debrief. And we've been touching on this here and there. Sadly enough, last show, I don't think we touched on it at all. So
we are really busy. We have so many thoughts.
But
this is important, though.
Yes, this is very important because we want to see you guys out there. But at Dining Under the Stars this Wednesday, the 25th of June, just in case you're watching this some other time. But June 25th, Wednesday, Duts in media, we are going to be doing a live show.
I'm nervous.
I know, I'm a little nervous
live.
Too. Because we've never done this show live.
Right.
So to actually do...
But let's clarify. We don't stop. We don't say things. And they're like, oh, I don't like what I said. We do it live.
Right.
We do it live. And if you've
watched
watched this for a long time with some of the mistakes, you're like, yeah, I believe you that this is live.
It's a terrible show.
We do it live, but not with an audience.
Yes, we've never done it with
out in the wild.
Audience.
We've never been out in the wild doing this show. And so we're going to be...
It's a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with an audience.
Everything.
It's, this is live to stream, live, whatever we're saying, you're hearing for the first time, which is, we've never really done that
and the
before.
issues are normally submitted and we can sort of go through them and like pick what issues that people submit. But this is sort of going to be like whoever, is in the crowd and feels so moved to share a problem in their life. So that's also going to be something new.
Oh, and I do think that it's going to be a little bit tougher because what people like about this show is the anonymity.
Yeah.
There's not as
we could
much
like
of
put
that.
a piece of paper over the person's face. Like they can walk up backwards and then they turn around and we put a piece of paper over them.
Remember that one thing?
I think if you're coming, you just accept that you might not be anonymous.
You're not as anonymous, but if you want, you don't have to use your real name.
I don't know. I don't know who you are.
You
can be Monica from media, and
which is me. But it is Delco, and people will. It's a small place, as big and populated as Delco is. Everybody knows everybody, but you can remain as anonymous as you want. Come up, use a fake name. We don't care. Come with your issues. We would love to see you there. Or if you don't want to come with an issue and you just want to stop by and say hi.
Walk by. Well, we're going to have a meet and greet beforehand.
Yes.
So you can come and see us.
Plum Street
Mall.
Where State Street meets.
All this kicks off, I think it's at 5.
5-ish.
5-ish. We're going to try to stick to that schedule. So we're going to have merch. We're going to have our merch. We're going to have all that good stuff. Again, that is Wednesday, June 25th, Dining Under the Stars. It's going to be hot, but we're going to be okay.
That is like what's scaring Jenna the most about all of this. I don't even think she's nervous for the live show. It's
not.
The heat.
It's the heat. I'm going to be sweating.
Should we do this in our bathing suits?
I was just kidding.
What?
That was a joke. But
But we would love to see you there. Issue or no issues, stop by and say hi. This is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's not going to be too serious because we don't know what we're doing. So,
man.
And if it goes well, maybe we'll pop up at a location near you soon.
Yes, in Delco.
And we'll leave it on that.
In Delco.
So next Saturday when you're watching, it will actually be that show.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So if you can't come, the show that will air on the normal time at our normal hour, 11:30, is going to be that show from Wednesday night. But that doesn't give you an excuse not to come. You should still come.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, let's get to our first issue of the evening. This one's coming from Sam from Sharon Hill.
Okay. My roommate continually takes bites of my leftovers and doesn't think I've noticed. I asked her to stop, but she denies it. Or I asked her about it. She denies it. That's disgusting.
To take a bite of leftovers?
Yeah.
Well, I think it all depends.
Like what it is.
What it is this a friend or like a random Craigslist roommate situation or someone you found on like Facebook? Well, if it's someone random.
Either way, if it's a friend, that's so
a friend
weird.
To me, I don't know. I think Sam could be male, female. I think males care about this a lot less than maybe females would.
Yes. I remember when I was in college, we were such sticklers for our food that we bought individual milks.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy we were. And I hated that. I actually thought that was kind of weird. Like that we had individual milks. Like it's going to go bad at a certain point. We can't each have a milk of our own.
Yeah.
I can't go through a gallon of milk.
It gets so petty when you have roommates. Yes. The fridge gets really petty when you have roommates. My bigger issue with this is I'm normally really looking forward to a certain leftover. Like if you have a leftover that you had and you're thinking about it like, oh, that's going to be so good for lunch or whatever. And then you open it up and it's either gone or half of it's gone. That to me is more of a problem than you putting your germs in it.
I feel that way with certain leftovers and my husband. Like if I have a leftover and I'm waiting for that and when I get home and he's eating it, that's like divorce.
Don't you tell him like I have leftovers in the fridge, don't eat them?
Do not eat this. That is mine. And that's like for me that's like a hoagie.
Okay.
Like I've saved this, I've wrapped this back up and if I've like taped it, that usually is like
if you've rewrapped
if I've rewrapped the hoagie. Because I also order my hoagie specifically to me. He has his hoagie order. You know what I mean? So therefore, don't eat my hoagie because that's how I like it. I know you don't like the way I eat it.
That's a gross leftover to take a bite out of, like a sandwich or a hoagie.
Because it gets a little soggy.
But
it does.
I'm trying to think of a leftover that I would be okay with if a roommate was...
Pasta
or like a soup. Like if they just like pour a little soup into... Pour a little soup.
I don't know any roommate who's like jonesing for a soup.
Well, this one apparently
must have that chicken noodle.
I don't know. What do you do if they deny it? You set up a camera. What do you do?
I don't know.
You get a mini fridge in your room.
You know what? This is what happens when you live with a roommate. These are the things that come with it, and you work real hard at a certain point you just move. You work to be roommate-less. I think that's what, when you live with a roommate, these are things that you deal with that you at a certain point are like, oh man, when I lived with a roommate, those were tough times, but now I live alone and it's great.
My one roommate,
those are things that you deal with.
She used to have mini like Hershey bars.
Yeah.
Because she always liked to have something sweet after dinner. And she sort of like turned me on to that idea of like, oh, I have to have something sweet. So I used to eat some of her mini Hershey bars. I don't know if she knew or not, but she never said anything. But she was my friend.
Because I do think you kind of want to keep... No.
Theft of Hershey?
No, because you're a roommate. I just think at a certain point, like that's just something, if you want to keep like the not a friendship, but you just want to keep the
etiquette.
Cool. Yeah. Just
I would never go into someone's leftovers though. Like I wouldn't go into a takeout container.
Or like a little mini Hershey bar, like whatever.
It was wrapped.
Right. It's fine.
Unless they're away for a while. If they're gone for like a week, then eat it. Because then it's just going to be bad. All right, coming up next, we are talking, there has been so much hubbub about the Real ID.
I know. Hubble-bubble.
Hubble-bubble. So we're talking about what's the word?
All right, and welcome back to the Delco Duo. We are on...
The official Delco Duo.
The official Delco Duo.
I will tell you why in a second.
But we are on YouTube. Mm-hmm. PHL17's YouTube. We are on
website, PHL17.com.
Yep, you can find us there.
We're on TV, which you're watching right now.
And now we are officially on TikTok.
And what's our username?
It's
the official underscore.
Well, it's just official.
Oh, official underscore
Delco Duo. You can find us there.
Content creators. Because Delco Duo was taken.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us have
Delco Duo. Someone has that name.
Yeah.
So they're just Delco Duo, and they don't have any posts. They don't have any videos. They don't have anything. So we don't know who that person is.
That's fine.
But we did a search.
I like official because then
they know.
I think
we're official.
Yeah, we're official.
But we did a search because when we were creating this TikTok page and we came across this woman's video. And she posted a video of us back in the winter.
Right, because we were like, we searched Delco Duo to see, and
these things started coming up
of us, and we're like,
what is happening?
Who's posting about us?
And she must have been watching us at home, and she has a very thick Delco accent and was really upset that we had a show and she didn't. She did it,
and
she wanted to know how we got a show.
Who are these girls?
They look 12.
They look like they're 12.
I'm like, whoa, thank you.
I literally...
Thank you for the compliment.
Jenna's fine because she's young. Oh, but I was like, do I? I look 12.
Like,
oh my God.
Insult turned compliment.
I was like, speak more nice things, honey. I love it.
I wanted to comment on her video and be like, hey, this is who we are. But it was so long ago that I don't think she cares anymore. Maybe she's turned into a viewer. Maybe she watches now.
Hopefully.
But she really was
sound like she was going to turn into a viewer.
She was like, who are these girls? How do they have a show?
Yeah, and I don't.
I think a lot of people probably watch that and think like I could have a TV show. Like watch this. They watch this. Like if these two could have a TV
show.
Yeah.
Anyone can.
I'm with you. I get that. But
I'm still surprised we have a show.
You have to talk to your Botox doctor and tell them that someone thinks that you look 12.
I should tell her. And then I should be like, that's an endorsement, lady. Yeah. That's an endorsement.
Some credit.
Keeping me young. But anyway, follow us on TikTok because we have no followers
there right now. There's nothing on there.
There's 2 videos.
Oh, you post it?
I posted 2.
She's going to be in charge of it. So I
don't know what I'm doing.
Take that with a grain of salt.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just post things that we've said on the show.
I know, but we need to do like trending sounds. It's really hard to be an influencer in this day and age. But something that's also really hard is our next issue.
Okay.
So let's get to that.
Okay, Russ from Rose Valley. Any tips on getting the real ID? The lines look miserable.
Have you passed a PennDOT DMV lately?
No, I have not.
I pass one every day.
Agita.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
I don't get it. I don't get this. Why are they making us do this?
Well, one, I've had a real ID for years.
Why did you get ahead of this?
So when my license expired, maybe like 2 years ago, I went in and they said, do you want to get a new license and do you want to get the real ID?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh. Sure. I knew that it was going to be a thing and it was supposed to be in place a long time ago, but COVID pushed it. Like this was supposed to be already in place. COVID kept pushing it. But in order to get a real ID, like I couldn't just sit there and say to the person that I was working with, like, oh yeah, they had notified me beforehand because you need all this certified stuff. You need like certified mail to show your address that you live there. I think you need your birth certificate. Do you?
Yeah.
Or like a passport. You need like a valid ID aside from your license.
So I'm looking here.
You need a lot of things.
Real ID versus standard ID. The only difference I see on here is a star.
Yeah, it's the star.
Why do we have to go through all these long lines, all of this stuff, just because it's for a star?
It's for flying, and I think that's what people are like. Well, I'll just use my passport to fly, because they will still, but it's domestic. So if you go to, I don't know, an hour flight to Charleston, you're gonna need your passport.
Which I did.
Which you did need your passport.
I did need my passport just to go to
Isn't
Charleston.
That annoying?
I felt
that's annoying.
So
to you.
Violated that I'm going to my own country, my own countrymen. Require a passport now. I'm like, do I get a stamp? Stamp me up, North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever you are, Charleston.
I'm so sorry for that trauma that you went through.
It's like my country, and here I am passporting it up because I don't
like whip out your American flag.
Yeah, it's like, hello. I thought the whole
point. More than that, like tax documents. If you need things for taxes, like anything federal, the post office. If you need something at the post office that requires an ID, you need the real ID. So it's more than just flying, which is why people are
fake ID
standing in their.
You know what?
Oh, fake ID business just got blown up.
Fake ID. I'm like, it's so funny. I'm not 18 anymore. When I did have my fake ID.
You want a fake real ID?
Oh my God. Remember my old fake IDs?
I don't know if my old recommend that.
My old fake IDs.
I think that industry, that's a good point. Like they just got ruined. Now they're going to have to make fake
IDs.
And that's probably a federal crime now, even though isn't it already federal crime?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But here's what I recommend.
I don't have anything to recommend because I have mine already.
I'm waiting this out.
Okay.
This is what I'm doing. I'm waiting this out because right now the lines are crazy no matter what time you go. People are going before the DMV.
They're there for like 6 to 8 hours.
So I'm waiting this out for several years.
Let us know how that works out for you, Monica. Coming up, we've got one of our own issues on the Delco Duo.
Stay with us.
I'm going to be in jail somewhere.
Welcome back to the Delco Duo. It'd be funny if like...
That was so monotone. Like, have more energy. Welcome back to the Delco Duo.
I was saying it'd be funny if to travel from state to state now, talking about real ID, if we had to show our IDs. Like, think about it. Like, to
like
get,
in the car, you mean?
Yeah.
Like to go to the Jersey Shore?
Yeah, to get into Jersey.
I didn't know you were so heated by the real ID. Mm-hmm. I need to do more research. I truly don't know why it's necessary, but.
You know, I got to go shopping in Delaware. Here's my ID. Here I am, Deli Welly.
No taxes for you. Okay, this is not your issue, but you do have one. What's Monica crying about?
So the reason I was traveling recently to go to South Carolina was to go to my cousin's wedding. Mm-hmm. Beautiful time in Charleston. It was my first time in Charleston.
I've never been to Charleston.
Wild.
Which is because it's like the bachelorette party of the country.
Kind of. When I was there, I actually
popular destination.
I didn't actually see any bachelorettes. But I was surprised that none of my friends have chosen Charleston to go to. It is such a quick plane ride. It was like an hour and 20 minutes to get there. Mm-hmm. It was so fast. And I'm like, why have I gone to Scottsdale twice? Talk about a forever plane ride. That takes like 6 or 7 hours. Been there twice for bachelorettes, but I've been to Charleston no time. And that takes an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I just
Pete went there for his bachelor party. But
okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Easy for boys to handle.
Easy. And it's really, really cute. But so anyway, my cousin's wedding. And so most everybody had to stay at the hotel.
Out of town.
Out of town. So we had shuttles, multiple shuttles come pick us up. And of course, I'm in the first shuttle to get to the wedding.
If you're not the first one at the party, you can't be there the whole time.
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Monica, God forbid you're a couple minutes late.
I'm a prompt person. My brother and sister are notoriously the last people for everything. So it's me, my mom, my dad, and a bunch of my cousins get on the shuttle for the first one. My brother and sister text and they say, we're going to be late. Should we drive? And it's like right down the street. And I said, absolutely not. You should not drive. There's a bunch of shuttles. There's like 3 other shuttles behind us. Get on that one. But make sure you get on those. Don't be late. So then, I jump on the shuttle. My first instinct when I jump on the shuttle, even though I see my cousins get on, I say, O'Connell wedding. And they're like, get on in. My brother and sister text and say, we just got on the shuttle. We made it. I said, great. I'm already at the wedding, partying, having fun. Next thing I know, I get a call from my brother, and he says, we got on the wrong shuttle to the wrong wedding.
It's a tale as old as time.
Because there's multiple.
Tale as old as time.
You're at like a wedding venue, wedding kind of hotel. There's going to be multiple shuttles. And in my mind, I'm like, why would you not say, if you're jumping on a shuttle, O'Connell wedding? That's just what you do when you jump on a shuttle, especially if you're not surrounding.
In the window, they have like a piece of paper.
Yeah, I don't.
Normally in the window, they have like.
That's very true.
An identifier.
They might have. But my brother and sister, at this point,
they'd be lost without you.
Honestly, they would be. So they realize it because they realize everyone on that shuttle is talking in a Southern accent. There's not one person with a Delco accent, and my whole family.
The big migration from Delaware County.
Migrated from Delaware County to Charleston. And so my brother realizes, like, That's weird. There's not one person.
And they didn't recognize. Yeah,
they didn't recognize a single person.
How long did it take them to realize that they didn't recognize anyone?
Like a little bit, like halfway there, because they're in La La Land.
Too long.
They're in La La Land.
You need to clock that in the first 5 minutes.
Ronnie goes up and says, "Are you guys going to the O'Connell wedding?" And they said, "No,
no partner,
no, so
no partner."
I don't know how they talk. So then
that's more Texas.
Ronnie says, "I think we're on the wrong shuttle." The shuttle was nice enough to drop them at a bus stop.
Oh, how nice. So, how nice of that shuttle.
Instead of going, this is
Leah is down so bad.
In their dress. This is Leah defeated. My brother thinks it's hysterical. They're dropped at a bus stop. It is hot in Charleston. It is hot.
That also is like a scary looking
It's a scary looking bus stop. They're in the
Black,
South. Yeah.
Random bus stop.
Yeah.
So what did they do?
They called an Uber.
Oh my.
So
for all of this effort for something that they probably could have realistically walked to, like
yes,
it was right
they
down.
actually could have. It would have taken them a little bit, and they would have gotten
I think
hot
it
and
would
sweaty.
have probably been less than the journey they had.
Yeah.
So they got an Uber from
the bus stop
bus
to the venue.
That's why when you go to these things, you can't lose the crowd.
Yes.
You always got to stick with the crowd. You have to stick with the group.
You stick with the time. If the shuttle says it's coming at 4:20, now mind you, the shuttle ended up being later. Like they left at like 4:45, so they should have been on time because the shuttle ended up leaving. You stick to the times, you stick to the crowd, like you said, and then when you jump on a shuttle, you say, "Da da da, wedding."
They'll never make that mistake again. All right, coming up, we've got Delco Trivia. Now that it's summer and it's hot, let's talk about some of the parks. How many acres of Delco does Ridley Creek State Park encompass?
All right, how many acres of Delco does Ridley Creek State Park encompass? It's big.
There it is, over 2,500 at 2,606 acres of Delco.
And what's more interesting is, land in Delco is pretty pricey. Mm-hmm. And on average, the median price of an acre is $94,000. So,
it's an expensive
for that to be preserved. Yeah, for that to be preserved, it's expensive.
I drive through Ridley Creek all the time.
You don't walk through.
I was going to say, I haven't done the trails, but
I do the trails.
Because, everything to me is
scary.
A true crime. Mm-hmm. But you like the trails.
I love the trails. And obviously I do the big roundabout one the most, but I'll go off trail.
And it is nice when you go over like the
White
bridge
Trail,
by
Yellow Trail.
The mural of the dove.
Yes.
The peace mural. I think Pencrest High School painted that.
Yes, and it's really close to Pencrest.
Yes.
Which is why, yeah.
When you go over that bridge and the people are fishing, just good old summer fun.
Yes, it is. So, and during the summer, sometimes if we need a reason to beat the heat, we'll put our little feetsies in that one area where you can on the creek. Yeah.
Yep. On the creek.
On the creek. In the creek.
All right. Delco Duo at phl17.com. That's the best way to contact us. Give us your comments, your opinions, your issues.
Love to hear it all.
We love to hear it. We do really read everything. Wednesday
at Dutz. See you there.
5:00. Dining under the stars.
Be there or
Mall.
be square.
It's going to be hot. Stay well hydrated. We'll see you there.
It's going to be so much fun. Thank you, guys.